everybody? It's your boy Tony Max, y'all know I do it too much. Coming back at y'all again with another fantastic episode of True to Life, where we discuss real life issues that affect real life people in real everyday life. Well, in today's issue, we're going to be discussing regular guys. All this talk about the passport bros and the women who want the absolute richest of the rich men, and this delusion that's basically saturated the tapestry of our culture as far as the women are concerned. But I have one question. What about the regular, average, everyday guys? So, we're going to break this down into extreme detail. I hope you got your pen and your pad. You ready? Come on, let's dig in. Okay, you guys. Long time ago, once upon a time, when I was coming up, a guy would meet a girl and she would like him, he would like her, they would go out on a few dates, she would meet his parents, he would meet her parents, they would do the whole, fall in love thing and start getting serious with each other. They would get engaged, they would get married, and live their lives. Not saying that life would be, it was all happy ever after and there would be no problems. Not saying that whatsoever. But what I am saying is that it was a more organic era in time, into the advent of the internet, the 2000s, when it was really proliferating. And everyone's attention is growing shorter and shorter and shorter. I think MySpace was the first real big one. Black Planet, MySpace, and a few others, right? Moco Space. Well, what's happened is that we've become, as a culture and a country, or even humans period, more and more glued to our devices. So the interpersonal skills that are normally developed through human interaction are no longer being exercised. So what is happening now is that both men and women, our social skills, they've atrophied. And anytime anything atrophies, it becomes much weaker. But taking it a step further, what's going on is that as a result of the era of I don't want no scrub, and to the left, and over the diachrony, what's begin to happen is there's begin to be this shift of us as black men recognizing that there's a problem and realizing that we need to fix it, identifying the areas that need to be fixed, and then aggressively attacking those areas so that we can become better men, fathers, and husbands. This is something that has been changing, that I've noticed changing over the years. Well, here's how that plays in today's topic. There was a time when there would be a guy, whether he's a garbage man, a plumber, a mechanic, or any other blue-collar job, as long as this man was able to provide for his family, that's it. All the Gucci bags and Prada and rah, that's cool for Christmas or, birthdays or something like that, if he had it. But that was not the focus of the women back in the game. Women wasn't focused so much on that. Women, they knew they were women, for one. And number two, they were not in competition with their man. And number three, they played their position. And number four, they were satisfied with the ultimate goal of the woman's purpose on this planet in the first place, to find a husband. Sisters, please try to contain your emotions and not be triggered. The purpose of your existence on this planet is to procreate, to extend life, to continue to join with a man and bring little human beings here and teach them the family traditions and perpetuate whatever your traditions are and within your lineage, from the man that you chose, that bloodline. Well, what's been happening ever increasingly is that entropy has been taking place by way of media, to where you guys, you ladies have become extremely, astonishingly delusional. And it just escapes my understanding how we've regressed this far. I mean, it's how do we wrap our minds around this? Here's my point. This, ladies, is the reason why you have so many average guys that are grabbing their passports to go overseas and get traditional women to become their wives. It's not because it's a third world country. It's not because they don't make their dollar value, their money value is not as high as the dollar. It's not because they happen to be from other races. It's not because they look better than you do. We prefer our black women every day, all day. I'm soul brother number one. So that's what it is for me to the end. But the problem is that you don't have a lot of these guys. Most guys are not charismatic. They're not playboys, etc., etc. Look, in society, check this out. And for you, those of you gentlemen that are watching, I'm sure you'll agree. You have the top 1%ers, which are the rich guys. You have the playboys of the society, which are guys like me. I'm an ex-player. We can pretty much, we finesse us. You have the guys that are lawbreakers, whether they drug dealers, scammers, or whatever. And then you have your blue-collar workers. And a lot of the blue-collar worker guys that build the infrastructure of this country and this economy and cause the civilized world to be the civilized world, firemen, policemen, respectable, good policemen that actually do their job and not the racist ones. But, you know, people like that, nurses, regular blue-collar workers that create civilized society and infrastructure so that you can feel safe. What about these guys? These guys don't have all the charisma and, you know, all the millions of dollars to go buy fancy cars and etc. They just want to find a regular wife, buy a regular house, drive a regular car, and live a regular, normal life. Regular is tantamount to normal. That's normalcy. Regular is normalcy. That's it. Extraordinary, extra is when you get into rich. But most folks are normal. Average looking guys with average looking women living an average life. It's normal. I shouldn't even say average, because average to you in your mind is settling. It's interpreted as something like a pejorative or condescending, when it's really the normal way of living. So yes, can you blame these guys for grabbing passports and jumping on these planes and going to go find traditional women to be traditional wives? Most men, we're still traditional. Ladies, you're modern minded. For those of you that are, and you know who you are. So that creates a dichotomy. And we can't try to go and get you and tame you into being a traditional wife, because that's just not who you are. So, with that being said, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you learned, and I hope that you're willing to make the necessary changes. Till next we meet, peace and progress to you, and play a salute, baby.